Greetings and welcome to the demonstration of Mimix Move, risk-free migration with near-zero downtime. Mimix Move is a blended software and services offering that leverages the real-time replication capabilities of Vision's industry-leading high-availability and disaster recovery solutions with the expertise of Vision's migration experts to deliver risk-free, near-zero downtime migration for IBMI. This demonstration will showcase the Mimix availability software, one of the software options, to illustrate the basic process that Vision Services or Vision Business Partner will use to perform the migration. The flow of the migration will be similar regardless of the tool. So let's go ahead and get started with a demonstration of migrating from a current production server to a new server. The first task is to install Mimix on both the current and new servers. We will use the Mimix install wizard, which guides you through a series of steps, including legal agreements, install options, and sign-on credentials for both the source and target servers. Then the wizard downloads and installs the Mimix product to both servers in parallel. The browser-based Vision Solutions Portal, or VSP, is also installed from the wizard on both servers. We will be using one of these installed VSP servers later in the process. Finally, the temporary Mimix license keys are downloaded and activated. The next task is for the services personnel to configure the Mimix product. For that, we go to the 5250 green screen interface. Today, Mimix is configured from this interface. The migration experts will configure the remote journal and other transfer connections between the current production server and the new server. A remote journal is an IBMI operating system facility for replicating data changes between source and target servers. Configuration is performed without impacting your production application. Once the application environment is configured, we're ready to start replication between the servers. Let's go to the VSP interface to get a more intuitive view of how this is done. Here we are at the VSP login, which we get to from our web browser. After logging on, we come to the VSP home screen. Here you can see that I've already defined the connections to the servers and configured the VSP instance that connects to the Mimix configuration, which was created from the 5250 interface. I've given the instance the label Migration with the description Mimix Move. From this VSP instance, we monitor the state of the replication and perform the start, stop, and switch operations that are part of the migration process. Let's go to the migration instance screens, where we will monitor status and perform various operations. As expected, the icons for the server nodes are green since both servers are active and Mimix is installed. However, the icon for replication is red since we have not started replication yet. The basic migration tasks are to establish data synchronization between the current production server and the new server, to perform testing on the new server without stopping production, and then to perform a cutover of production to the new server. We will perform these tasks from the Application Groups page. Here you can see that the services personnel have configured 4 resource groups representing 4 remote journals for 4 aspects of my sample business. We will operate on them as a single entity called Company Application Group. As we start replication, the status for the 4 remote journals will change from red to green, meaning the processes are becoming active. Now that we have the Mimix replication running between the 2 servers, we can now begin the task of bringing the 2 servers into data synchronization. The services personnel have many techniques to accomplish this, and the choice depends on the customer's environment. They may use the Mimix product to send the data, or run an IBMI Save Restore operation using Save While Active if the environment permits it, or send groups of libraries across. There is no hurry when the objective is to not stop production. We can monitor the status of the synchronization from the Mimix arrivals and backlogs graph. Let's go there now. In our example, The green line represents journal entries being created on the production server as changes are made to the database. You cannot see the purple line, which is the apply backlog, since we're keeping up with the applies to the target data. During this time, we may stop the Mimix replication, which stops the apply of the journal changes to the copy of the production data as part of the process to get the server back in sync. Let's do that now. With the apply operation halted, we can go to the Analysis tab and look at our graph. Notice that production continues and the remote journal processes buffer the changes on the target server. This time you see the purple line, which is the backlog of journal entries that have not been applied to the database. With the replication stopped, you can conduct any number of tests using the copy of the production application on the new server. After each test, the services personnel will use one of many techniques to return the target database back to the state it was at when the test has started. Then Mimix is started again, and the backlog of buffered changes is applied to the new server database, returning to steady state. Having started replication again, you can see that the production server was not halted for any of the replication stop and start actions taken. You can conduct any number of stop-start cycles to test your new server until you are confident it is ready for cutover. Now, with testing completed, and as the scheduled cutover date arrives, it is time for the services person to conduct the cutover of the production environment to the new server. Just as there are Mimix procedures to start and stop the apply process, there is a procedure to switch production to the new server. I'm going to initiate the switch operation from the application group page. One could just stop production and switch the network over to the new server. However, it is better to reverse replication and start replicating data changes back to the old server when the new server is up and running, just in case there is a problem that requires backing out of the cutover. Returning production back to the original server allows you to resolve the issues related to the migration before you schedule a second cutover. Let us go to the procedures and watch it. We have a planned switch procedure, and down here we have 27 steps associated with that procedure. The cutover is a switch procedure consisting of a set of predefined steps. Operations are conducted in parallel when possible, and there is no need to type in commands and risk the possibility of making a mistake. The total switch operation is measured in minutes, and when complete, the Mimix replication now flows in reverse from the new server to the old server. The procedure can be designed to pause for manual operations that are part of the switch for things such as network switching, application shutdown and startup, or status checks. Or the custom steps could be coded into the procedure itself. We've now completed the cutover. The network has been switched and the production applications have been started on the new production server. Users are now allowed back on. You'll notice that the old server is now the backup server and the new server is now production. After a burn-in period, the Mimix product can be stopped and removed from the system. The only break in production was for this cutover. Another successful migration. Of course, now that the environment is installed and configured, the opportunity exists to add high availability to your business and make arrangements to leave the Vision Solutions product installed. This brings us to the end of the Mimix Move demonstration. We have accomplished a server migration with minimal downtime. To learn more or to stay informed, give us a call at the numbers on your screen. I would like to thank you for watching this video and have a great day.